Matthew 5:20, for I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. This verse would have dropped like a bombshell on Jesus' listeners. You have to come to understand when it came to righteousness, the scribes and the Pharisees were considered superstars in this area. They were Billy Grahams and Mother Teresa's of their day. The people had an actual saying, it seems, back in that time: if only two people could enter heaven, one would be a scribe and the other a Pharisees. If anyone was righteous enough to enter heaven, it had to be the Pharisees and teachers of the law. But here in verse 20 of Matthew 5, Jesus says that even their righteousness was not enough. There were three things wrong with the righteousness of the Pharisees and teachers of the law, and we'll find out all three of them in Matthew chapter 23. First of all, their righteousness was self-serving. Let's look at Jesus' words in Matthew 23, 5 to 7. Everything they do is done for men to see. They make their phylacteries wide and tassels on their garments long. They love the place of honor at banquets and the most important seats in the synagogues. They like to be greeted in the marketplaces and to have men call them rabbi. I love to read the same verse in the Message version, which reads like this: their lives are perpetual fashion shows, embroidered prayer shawls on one day and flowery prayers in the next. They love to sit at the head table at church dinners, basking in the most prominent positions, preening in the radiance of public flattery, receiving honor degrees, and getting called doctor and reverend. So we understand they were not being righteous out of love of God, but out of show for men. Their righteousness was not God directed, but self serving. Secondly, their righteousness was partial, not complete. Look at Jesus' words in Matthew 23:23. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You give tenth of your spices, mint, dill, and cumin, but you have neglected the more important matters of the law: justice, mercy, and faithfulness. You should have practiced the latter without neglecting the former. They were not obeying all of God's law, only the parts that mattered to them. Thirdly, their righteousness was external only. Let's look at Jesus' words in Matthew 23:25 to 28. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of dead men's bones and everything unclean. In the same way, on the outside you appear to people as righteous, but on the inside you're full of hypocrisy and wickedness. God demands righteousness in your heart, and the righteousness was external only. God is never fooled what we show on the outside. He sees what we actually are, not what we actually appear to be to other men. Let's examine our righteousness, whether it is self-serving, partial, or external. If so, let's come to Jesus and repent for our ways and get right with Him. Be blessed.